Alright, this is video 7. This is the beginning of me calling people the fuck out for their behavior. And this one starts with my mother-in-law, who, this started a huge ruckus in his family, but honestly, it was pretty nice because now I don't feel like I have to put on a fake smile and go for fucking Christmas Eve and graduation parties and shit like I had to do before. Now I can just not fucking go because nobody expects me to come and smile and be polite and shut the fuck up. So here it is, May 1st, 2017, the beginning of calling people out. Okay, here it goes. 12 or 13 years ago, I know it was 12 or 13 years ago because Logan was 5 or 6 when it happened, and if he was still alive, he'd be 18 now. Either way, 12 or 13... Listen, go on! 12 or 13 years ago, Ernie's mother and I had a big blow-up at one of his family reunions. By blow-up, I mean she screamed at me, ending up in my face screaming until I cried, and Ernie's brother stepped in between us. I believe his family looks back on that and thinks, well, Judy told her, or something similar. Mind you, she's done this to other people too, but, you know, I'm not married to the golden son, so fuck me and my kids, we didn't count. But anyway, none of the people there other than me, her, and Ernie, my husband, probably remember what sparked the argument or the words said. Well, here's the story. Anybody that knew Logan knew that until the last year of his life, he was very, very small. He only weighed 120 pounds when he died. But until he started puberty at about a year before his death, he was very small. At age 6, he wore 4T pants. So he was a little kid. At this reunion, an older and much, much larger child hit Logan in the head with a small branch. Logan had a large visible knot on his head immediately. I wanted this child punished. That simple. If 40-pound Logan had hit this 100-pound child with a stick, Logan would have been punished. I asked the larger child if it was an accident. He readily admitted that he hit him intentionally. Ernie's mother screamed, and I quote, "I don't care if he hit him or not. He's my grandson, and he can hit him if he wants." Who says that shit? Because it's her grandson, he can beat the fuck out of my kid? Because my kid didn't count, right? It was just Logan. Mind you, she screamed 2 or 3 versions of this in front of my child, in front of Logan. Between the school system allowing my child to be bullied daily at some points and people not hesitating to say things like this right in front of him, not say, scream to his mother, me, right in front of him, I have no question why Logan felt unimportant. He felt unincluded in the world. Not excluded, but intentionally not included. Those words were actually in his suicide note. This is just one example. I could give you many more. So when people think back to that day, they should remember not that she told me, but that she actually told a 40-pound crying, injured child that he did not matter. If anyone on my list doesn't like this post, please do me a favor and delete me. The picture with Logan and his birthday cake was his 10th birthday. I attached a picture from his 10th birthday. Read the cake. You can see it says, "Happy 10th birthday." To give you some frame of reference as to how small Logan was at even 10 years old. In the Docker shirt, which was another picture, he was 5 years old. In the striped shirt, he was 6. I included more pictures. This child was crushed by her words and the similar words and actions of others. His spirit was crushed little by little, bit by bit, over time. In these pictures, he is smiling. Do you think he was smiling when he pressed a 9mm to his head and pulled the trigger? I bet he more closely resembled that child crying at the family reunion, waiting on someone to care, waiting on someone to help him. Instead, I sit here typing this in my old closet with a white trash bag 5 feet away on a top shelf. In that trash bag are my son's clothes, covered in dried blood and still with some brain matter on his shirt, jacket, and shorts. There are 2 bloody white socks and bloody underwear. He hemorrhaged so badly, the entire driver's seat had 2 inches of blood pooled in it when I saw the Tahoe, so the blood had soaked through his shorts into his underwear. Also in that bag is 1 gray tennis shoe, also with blood on it. The other shoe came off in the Tahoe when they pulled my child's limp, bloody body from the vehicle. But this 1 shoe was with him when he went to the emergency room and was taken by detectives as evidence along with his other clothes that had been cut off. These items were returned to me by the detective at my request. This is what I have: blood-soaked clothes and my child rotting away in my backyard beneath a headstone. I live this world every day. This world where I tried to play nice instead of jumping up and hitting somebody. I tried to be patient instead of grabbing my kid, running and not looking back when I was being placed in a situation that crushed his self-image. You may have been at the reunion that day, or maybe you just heard about it. So where's your child right now? So what would you have done if it was your child? If I had it to do over again, I would not just get angry and cry. I would get my car and I would drive home. I've been polite too long. I've been polite so long I'd let my child be demolished in front of me. No more. I cannot bring him back. But I can be the voice of what was done to him. So when you remember that day, remember her words and remember a small crying child being told that he didn't fucking matter. Remember the child getting tripped on the bus for people to laugh at over and over by the same boy almost every day. My child laid on the floor of the bus while they laughed. I went to the principal over and over and eventually to the transportation director. I was always told that the bully came from such a bad home. I should feel sorry for him. I was mispatient. He did come from a horrible home, but my son is dead. But remember, she told me, huh? So yeah, this is when the anger just began to fucking overwhelm me, because my child, who does that? Who says shit like that? Who says shit like that? And then, of course, her family got on there and defended her, but that's a whole nother fucking story, because they're a bunch of dumb bitches anyway. You know, you don't say shit like that. Scream that he doesn't matter. It's in front of a fucking 5-year-old, you know, who got hit by a kid over twice his size. And something should have been done, but it wasn't, and I allowed that shit. So that part of Logan's death is on me. I didn't do it, but I also didn't fucking prevent it, you know. Every now and then I would get mad and I'd yell and say, this shit shouldn't happen, and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, I left Logan in that situation. And, you know, just like his dad left him in a fucked up situation up there. So, you know, nobody looked out for Logan like we should have. That's on us. All right, here's another one. 8 days later, May 9th, 2017. 17 months in. I know I post a lot about Logan. Honestly, almost every day that I don't post about him is done intentionally to give my Facebook friends a break. People don't grasp the truth to every minute of every day. It is not just a figure of speech to a mother whose child kills themselves. And I guess probably not to mothers who have lost children unexpectedly and suddenly. I want to go where the water is warm. Then I sit on the edge of a beach chair in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and I weep for my son while my husband holds me because he knows there is nothing else he can do. Logan will never feel the hot sand on the bottoms of his feet again. He will never swim in the warm crystal clear waters of the ocean ever again. There will be no more parasailing. One day my life was well. Then we found a note on his bed, and he was gone. I assumed there would be jobs and a marriage and grandchildren. I just assumed he would one day walk into a waiting room smiling and say, "It's a boy." I assumed there would be Christmases and birthdays. I assumed there would be warm days on the beach. I assumed there would be driver's licenses and dates with girls. I assumed there would be roller coaster rides every summer for years to come. I assumed he would work for Microsoft or Google or start his own tech company. But in 1 second, all my future expectations stopped. There will be no future anything. Not only will he not have any of these things I had envisioned for him, he will have nothing. He will never hear a new song. He will never see a new movie. So yes, my life is forever altered. Every pure white cloud I see on a sunny day, he will never see. Every breeze is one that he will never feel. I know every new song I hear is without him, and I feel crushed. This will never end. So on the days I don't post about him, still know that I have thought about him 200 times that day. And that, I think, was video 7. You know, it's just, all of this sucks. It just fucking sucks. And there's no way around it. You know, the most you can do is come to terms with it was his choice. But it was his choice because people pushed him to make that fucking choice. You know, anyway, that's the end of this video. Bye.